Alright,
Oh.
I am now streaming as well. John, could you double check to make sure that you see what is going on? It appears that it's working fine. It says excellent condition under analytics, so.
Oh, it's Saturday?
It's Saturday, my dudes. Now time to eat my Cheerios that are probably soggy. Yep, they're soggy as shit now. I was fucking with the stream for too long.
Let's do not do that.
What, your Cheerios get soggy? I need that not to happen too.
Yeah, I can both of y'all stream up and active.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, Cameron's 10 go to 1080p.
I don't know what
Or
30.
yeah.
Fix that right now.
I don't know. Do you have allow HD content streaming on?
Probably not.
I believe that's
Up.
Move you a little bit. Oh, that's not too far. That's good enough.
Yep, that'll do it.
Let me go turn off. Let me go close my freaking drawers in my dresser so I don't look bum.
All right. Now we look good. We eat good.
how good
Oh.
were you?
I just realized the benefit of wearing the blanket over my head. You can't see my butt.
I don't need to.
Fix it. What are you talking about?
Fix it. Make it stop.
What's it doing? I don't know what it's doing. I can't make it stop if I don't know what it's doing.
Those the way it was holding this. Beautiful. Ready?
Not really, but here we are.
Here we are.
Saturday morning cereal talk number 1. Okay, that's kind of turn 2.
A new file.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
The following video is going to contain some of the most disturbing content I have ever talked about on my channel. I'd argue probably more than
This
any
is a
video
viewer
I will
discretion
delve.
warning.
I will delve into some very dark topics,
Say pause real quick.
and it is
I'm gonna
certainly
wait for him to
not
finish
for
and
the
then
faint
we're
of
gonna
heart.
pause.
So proceed with caution. Thank you. The
Everything-
internet opens up the opportunity.
Everything he just said. Everything he just said applies here as well.
we watching some plus shit.
Not really. It's just stuff that's not normal.
Yeah.
Human beings shouldn't be like us.
We-
Why?
Oh.
God dang it. No, Discord just decided it was gonna flash. You know that thing that it
Oh.
randomly does where it comes onto the screen and goes away? Like it's just full screen and then disappears. Oh.
All right. Good to go?
Yeah, it didn't affect my stream. My stream's still up. It was just
A lot
Went
of
away.
different communities to converge online. It's a place where unorthodox people from unorthodox backgrounds can use technology to form their own little corner of the world. sounds innocent. Unfortunately, this also includes groups who rally around justifying some very disgusting acts, and in extreme cases, some people online go beyond.
Only 27 years.
I
Oh.
think some of these people's life behind bars.
Oh, I was
Right.
going to say sentence to unlife, but
I
in
mean,
game,
in
in
GTA,
game,
um,
they should be
Unlife
banned from
in
GTA.
game.
play. They should be banned from all of their GTA roleplay lives.
beyond basic disgust to be genuinely morally reprehensible. For most of those involved, the furry community become a way to indulge in a relatively innocent hobby. However, some among their ranks have expressed a genuine sexual attraction to the very animals that the entire fandom revolves around.
That does not include me. I'll come out right now and say, furry. But I find animals attractive. Gross. At least to me, it is.
Meet hypnotist Sappho, someone whose name has become very well known on sites like TikTok and YouTube for their outspoken beliefs on this topic.
At most, any video about hypnotist Sappho has been.
Sappho's YouTube videos throughout 2021 featured VR chat hypnosis, during which she would mock hypnosis practices in the realm of a 3D simulation. Her channel went relatively unnoticed until an upload from September 2020.
Coming out about things.
I don't like how you just say things.
We're not finna
Like-
talk about the hypnosis in VR chat. Like what?
John was
Oh.
participating.
What? No.
Would you participate in hypnosis in VR chat, John?
Yeah, I probably would.
I knew you would.
Hollywood. Hey.
Hi.
It be what it be, I guess.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It ain't what it ain't.
One, titled Coming Out About Things. At almost 40 minutes in length, this video is coming out
Takes
about
you
her
40
sexual attraction
minutes?
to dogs. Even beyond a
Wait,
simple
pause it.
confession, she also
What is going on in the background?
You know it's wild because they're coming out about things on a furry channel.
Let's
It's
33
already
minutes and
furry
40
stuff. Now they're coming out about things.
Yeah, you're
That's how
already
you know
open. You're
whatever it
already
is
openly a furry.
It's something wild.
You're already openly a furry on this channel. And the next thing that you come
Yeah,
out
what else is there
about
to come out
has
about?
to be freaking wild, like mind blowing shit.
You could be just a regular furry, and then you come out now you're a gay furry,
Yeah, but
or
that's like-
bisexual
but
furry,
you
or
gotta-
queer furry,
you gotta
or a lesbian furry, or whatever
Th-
else goes
Zay,
on in
you
the
gotta
alphabet
think now,
mafia.
though. You got to think now, though. That's normal now. Like that's like at this point, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that y'all people, the people who are part of the alphabet gang, they struggle with things. I understand you struggle with acceptance and shit, but
Not on the internet.
if I must say, if you were a lesbian whatever and you were posting videos on YouTube, there is literally no one that is going to genuinely judge you. There's people that may jokingly judge you, but no one cares. No one's going to continue, like, well, I guess
No
there's
one
some-
that actually matters cares.
yeah.
Let's say
Like
that.
there's gonna be some people who are, you know, these super high and mighty that are gonna judge you and shit, but no one cares. In the root of all things, we're all people. Do whatever makes you happy, as long as they don't fuck with me, my family, or my money. I don't care.
Facts.
That being said, we are an inclusive community. Don't be a
Yeah.
fucking asshole.
We're looking for more lesbians to join the troop anyway.
The only rule in the Roasted Gamers community is don't be a fucking asshole unless it's somebody you know and they know you're joking.
Very true. Very true.
Unless it's John, then you can roast his ass all you want and mean every
Oh.
word of it.
Yes,
Oh,
and we'll back you up on it.
If you start to stutter, we'll jump in for you.
We got you. But if you start to stutter, I'm liable to roast you. So
Probably.
be ready for that.
Probably.
All right. Not about that.
Attempted to justify the abuse of animals.
I'm just not going to get the opportunity. Afo.
Wait a minute. I feel like I missed something.
Justifying the abuse of I thought you loved these things.
Let's just take it back a little bit. And let's see how we
Practices
got
within the
into
realm of a
justifying
3D
that.
simulation. Her channel went relatively unnoticed until an upload September 20.
Why did she post this on
Coming out
9/11?
about thing at almost 40 minutes in length. this
Conspiracy
video-
theory starting right there.
Why
okay.
didn't I notice that until just now?
I've been thinking about it, but I also wanted to remind myself, is September the 9th month? And I went, it is. And I was like, okay.
That's bro. All right, let's see what she was coming out of.
her coming out about her sexual attraction to dogs. Even beyond a simple confession, she also attempted to justify the abuse of animals.
I'm just not going to give the opportunity for a Afo exposed kind of video. And I would rather suck the air out of the sails of the rantsonas, and instead of letting this sort of thing build, just be open and
Let me say that her VR chat avatar is not
Pretty good avatar.
pretty.
I
I
do
like that
recognize
close.
it now. I think I have seen something.
Oh,
this
I was
is
going to say you bumped into this person.
I just feel I've definitely seen a clip or something. from
Introduce me.
this.
We're doing an interview. John, go get her.
honest about myself and my beliefs. I am vile. You did not mishear that.
Explain that, Turkey Tom. What's a
I
zoophile?
am a zoophile.
Pause real quick.
I do not have a thing for humans.
Why do
Oh, she's
people
about to explain it.
why do people
not-
have why do people feel the need to just slam two words together and go, this is a word now?
Well,
This
foul
bitch said
means-
rant. No, she said rantsona.
Yeah, I don't know why she did that. That was
That's
odd.
combining the words
I
rant
s-
and persona, and I looked it up.
Yeah,
Like
that-
I looked it up. I'm not gonna lie. I opened a private window, like a public window or a incognito window to look it up because I was not having that shit show up. Because I don't know what the fuck these people be doing. But yeah, it said it's just a mash of the word persona and rant. So, are these people saying that people create fucking, like, what they call fursonas just to rant about people? Because that's fucking stupid.
I thought it was a reference to like YouTube people who make videos like
Like
this one
rant
I'm watching, I
videos?
guess.
Yeah, but this isn't like a rant video.
No, it's just a.
Well, yeah, this is
I mean, it's.
This is Turkey Time, bro. I don't know about Turkey Time.
Yeah.
Turkey Time
We
be
should
giving
also
out information.
we should also
His-
react to the Mort stuff from.
Oh god.
Have you
yeah,
watched that stuff?
I've watched
Oh,
all
it's
of them.
wild.
I'll
It's
get it.
too
Ooh,
much.
we'll
Too much.
dive.
Wild. I
We'll
love it.
dive. We'll dive. We'll dive. We'll take dives. These are. I think
It's
this would
far
be
too.
a
I
great
just-
addition.
I also that
Like-
doesn't look like a dog. It doesn't look like a
No,
dog.
I think she's like a dragon or
That-
something.
That's a scaly. That's what they call themselves. Use the fucking terminology that you
I
created.
don't know. Some of them are dragons. Some of them are scalies, which are like
Then
I
again,
think, like
she doesn't
lizard
say
people.
she doesn't say that she's attracted to just dogs. She said zoophile, which means that I guess it's possible that it's, oh, look at that snake, I want to fuck it.
Let's just track it back a bit.
Okay.
Make sure that's exactly what she
Oh.
said.
You did not mishear that. I am a zoophile.
What's up with the
I
weird
do not
letter
have a
at the
thing
end?
for humans.
I don't know.
I am more attracted to dogs, like German Shepherds. Zoophiles are among the most caring.
10 out of 10, I haven't seen this video, but I bet she has been touched by a German Shepherd.
She definitely put peanut butter on herself.
Probably an uncle back in the day.
Yo! At first, I didn't
10 out-
understand what you were getting at.
10 out of 10. We are not making fun of those situations.
It was just
It was a
very
legitimate
accurate.
It was a legitimate
And
comment.
John's
If you went through something like that, we are
John's
very
not ever
sorry.
that accurate like that usually, but that was an accuracy I haven't seen from John in a long time.
If you
So
have,
it made me laugh. I'm sorry, but if you've been touched, you need to seek help.
yeah, don't be afraid to talk to people about it. Stuff like that is stuff that could haunt you for your life.
And don't
it
start
could-
touching dogs to get rid of that pain.
and it is something that you need to seek serious and professional help about, because if it's left untalked about, it could seriously mess with your mental health. And I, for one, hate seeing anyone struggle with anything, and I know Xavier's the same way. I don't like people going through things alone, so that being said, if you need to talk about anything, there's people. I promise you.
Including us. Even though we're a small channel.
Yeah.
I mean, especially while we're still a small channel.
Yeah, it'll be, I mean, now, especially now, we hope to grow one day, but now will be literally the easiest time for us to, help with anything that we can, whether it just be listening. We try not to give any advice, because advice is like a very, very quick falling slope, because not everybody takes advice the same way. But we're definitely here to listen.
Very true. Very true. Always here for people.
And loving people towards animals and their mates.
This quickly got a lot of attention, having racked up 700,000 views and counting. And as sad as the following statement is, the idea that someone would defend such a thing is not unheard of online. Many such cases exist. But for someone to be so open about it was truly baffling. No one even had to expose her. She did it
Oh, that's
herself.
sign of
Following its
Zeta.
release, YouTubers, forum users, and fellow members of the furry community began combing through her past and present, discovering that her personal confession was merely the tip of a massive iceberg. Almost all of the information in this video was compiled by users on Kiwi Farms, in one of the site's best threads to date, giving a very detailed history on her source.
I got a question.
Me too.
What
Go
was
first.
What was the guy's name that was the cat?
Shane Dawson?
Yeah.
Have any of y'all been on Kiwi Farms ever?
No.
I think there was somebody like really campaigning to like shut down Kiwi Farms, and I can't remember her name right now. And don't ask me why I have all this knowledge, but
Because you're an avid user of farms.
I'm not, because I didn't even know this is what Kiwi Farms' logo looked like. Like I had no idea that this is what it looked like. But either way it goes.
Kiwi Farms was blocked by Cloudflare due to an imminent and emergency threat to life in September of 2022. September of this year.
Yeah, but it was like
The Daily
some lady
Dot-
that like talks about politics.
The Daily Dot confirmed that Vanwa Tech was providing content delivery network services to the site, which brought it back online,
Oh, it's back on?
supposedly.
Kiwi Farms is a lot like from what I can tell is a lot like 4chan.
It's
Or
yeah,
they'll
it-
just-
but it's supposedly worse than 4chan. It's like a hate form.
Yeah.
It's
But they'll
like
just dredge up information. They'll find you, they'll dox you.
it's like the place where, take this how you will, it's like modern day clan meetings. It's
Yeah.
from what I just read. They're talking about like threats to life and shit happening on that website.
But let's see how they find out about Zoo Files.
Reported past. Full credit goes to their extra helpings of internet autism. Seriously, their work gathering and compiling this information cannot be praised enough here. My video would not be nearly as comprehensive if not for the accessibility of that thread. So without further ado, let's find out just how depraved
We don't joke about autism, but he did. I think that was almost a joke about autism. I don't know. I'm not gonna call people autistic if they don't have it.
But Will, on the other hand, does have it.
I believe it.
the internet's latest dogfucker truly is. On the surface, the only egregious thing on Sappho's channel is her video where she comes out as a proud zoophile. But upon watching her uploads and digging into her activity on other sites during their release, it quickly became apparent that her behavior in these videos is reflective of some much darker tendencies. In the summer of 2021, Sappho began spending a lot of time on VR chat, practicing her own unofficial version of hypnosis on a number of players in-game while donning furry avatars. While it's not necessarily apparent in some of these videos, this hypnosis is actually one of her many kinks. What we see on her channel is simply a very tame, safe-for-work version of this. Through messages from users who were involved, we can see them commenting on the fact that her enjoyment seems to go above that of a mock hypnotist. Later messages and public comments for many kinks.
I wanna read
What we see on her channel is
exactly what
simply
they
a very
said.
tame, safe-for-work version of this. Through messages from users,
And honestly, she said a few times that her therapy sessions have gone into sexual situations, and I'm like, whoa, you don't keep those two things separate? That's not good.
who were involved,
Okay.
we can see them commenting on the fact that her enjoyment seems to go above that of a mock hypnotist. Later messages and public comments
This one.
Not a bad video. Next, that message about the knot stuff
have her
Hold
claiming
on.
that she's
The not stuff.
happening during a session was with someone that was completely consenting to it beforehand.
Do
But
you
I
know what a knot
didn't-
is?
No, and we wait till I finish reading this. But I didn't expect to be doing it that night. It was certainly lewd, but I still think it's a bit of a mischaracterization to say it's a fetish. More different of opinion than anything. This is fucking weird, dude.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure, if I'm true, pretty sure. Is that the not stuff is in relations to yeah. You know how dogs get like
No,
stuck?
no, 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 no.
Yeah, that's what it's in
Yeah.
relation to. That's what that's in relation to. Yeah, I looked it up again just to make sure, but yeah, that's what that's in relation to. Is that dogs get stuck, and
Says
you
you
know
see
when
in
you're
the furry
pretending to
community,
be a
the
dog.
term knot is used as a slang term for erection.
How does that make you feel?
Uncomfortable. Like if my computer was not on the side table in front of my window, I would jump. In game.
In game, yes. I mean, jumping out a window is not all bad.
In Minecraft.
I mean, it's literally only a 2.5-foot fall, so I wouldn't nothing bad happen. I mean, I might hurt myself, but
Might sprain an ankle. Hopefully, you're smart enough not to try and land on your feet.
Oh, I was gonna try and land on my in
I mean-
game.
It's like, I mean, I don't know about all that, but all right. All right, let's continue.
He's not actually interested in it as some kind of fetish play, but given some audio released of her encounters during this
See,
time, it's
looking
pretty
up
clear
what
that
that
she was
means,
getting
there's
off to
no
it.
way that
And
that was
as with
not a
pretty much
fetish
all
thing.
degenerate behavior,
So what now?
You can't just, I mean, you can't just willingly go along with something like that and not. I mean, I guess you
That
can.
be a fetish, right?
I mean, I guess you
Like,
can,
no.
because I mean, it would like if your girlfriend walks up to you and goes, "Hey, honey, I want to do this," you could go along with it and not be getting anything out of it.
Yeah, nah, but you making countless videos about hypnotism,
Yeah.
and then you're already a furry, so it's already like in your soul to be like, doing a little bit of furry ERP. You know what I'm saying? And now,
It's weird.
obviously, after hypnotizing people or fake hypnotizing people, just playing like, oh, we're hypnotizing people for so long, you're like, ooh, I wonder what it'd be like to actually like,
Hypnotize someone.
yeah. And now it's playing into your kinks because you've been doing it for so
Now it's
long.
2 o'clock in the morning and you laying on a fucking therapist couch with your dick out.
Or it's 2 in the morning and you're on VR chat with somebody pretending to be fucking hypnotized just because you have a YouTube channel.
And you got a heart on.
Well, it's a girl, so as they would have a heart on.
Fun fact.
It's just like,
Fun fact. The clitoris enlarges when a woman is aroused, so they actually do get an erection.
I mean,
Because
yeah,
it's
but
made up of the same tissues.
it's not busted.
Hmm?
I'm not gonna do what I wanted to do. I'm not gonna say what I want to say. We're just gonna continue on. We're gonna continue on. We're gonna
I
continue
shouldn't
on.
have said what I said. So.
behavior online, most of this was also occurring via conversations on Discord.
That was for educational purposes.
Yeah.
Educational purposes.
This is
Sappho
educational.
would join furry servers
Hey yo! hey! Hey yo!
I just ate.
Yo, I
I
need.
didn't.
I just ate people.
I also just ate two.
That's
I just had
disgusting.
2 sandwiches, 2 breakfast sandwiches, and now I wanna get rid of my 2 breakfast sandwiches.
Same.
on VR chat, such as
Yeah.
Furry Talk and Chill, where she would attempt to meet as many people as possible, who she could then add on Discord and engage in roleplay with at a later date. One of these people was a fellow furry who went by the username Gray, the catch here being that Gray was just 16 years old, while Sappho was 21. She got in contact with Gray over Discord, and
Inappropriate.
Like that avatar.
No.
Orange and white one. The blue one.
Whoa.
people as
Did
possible,
you read
who
those?
she could then add on Discord and engage in roleplay with at a
Wait,
later date.
I did
One
not.
of these people
Keep going.
Of course you do.
was a fellow furry who went by the username Gray. The catch here being that Gray was just 16 years old, while Sappho was 21. She got in contact with Gray
Good boy. You're loved.
Don't read it out loud. It's
Yeah.
going to make me cringe.
I have to. I need to make sure they know exactly what's going on. You're welcome.
They can pause the video and watch.
Mommy is gonna be thinking.
Good morning, sweet stuff.
What's that say? Is that a
Boop.
boop?
Boop. That's a boop.
Gray over Discord,
Morning boop.
and their conversations became intimate. Once these became unsatisfactory,
Oh, great heavens!
Is that a
Good boy.
fucking Reftalia sticker?
Yes.
That-
Child reptile.
That is upsetting. Do not
Oh,
ruin that show.
It's always the people that watch cool shit. It's
Don't ruin the best freaking show.
Always like really popular people that are doing like the weirdest shit. How do you get so popular but like a weirdo behind the scenes? Like I don't
Who
understand that.
knows, dude?
I'm gonna be a weirdo behind the scenes.
You
Factory
do that
that
shit
you
in front of the scenes.
called in VR chat to simulate the same acts. Later on, Gray came to the realization
After school? They better be talking about nope. They said that this kid was 16.
If you're okay with it, all right then. I guess so. What? I can't see the whole thing. I'm sorry. I have it off
So
to the
you're
side of my
going
screen.
to try to go against my reputation, apparently conspiring with Bandit.
Oh, shit! It's getting saucy in here. That for upset because her little boo thing that should not be her boo thing at all. At all. I repeat this. At fucking all.
If you can drink
That's a
alcohol,
child.
you shouldn't be messing with anybody who can't drink alcohol. Simple as that.
Right? Right.
of how disgusting everything they had been engaging in was, given the 5-year age gap between the two. Word spread in Sappho's community, as well as with many people she had been interacting with on all of these VR chat servers. Once the admins were made aware that she had met a minor on the platform and then lured them to private messages to sext them, they swiftly took action and banned her. Things ended between Gray and Sappho as they ceased conversations. She was permanently banned from the VR chat community, even kicked from the official Discord. But no one really knew who she was. She hadn't faced any actual repercussions for her actions outside of a few server bans. This would bring her to a crossroads. Clearly, she was receiving some backlash for her behavior, but at this point, her actions had not earned her infamy. She could cease these conversations with strangers online, or continue them. The
Wait a
video was
second.
not over yet, so you all know what happened.
Pause.
Now banned from her primary venue from
So, you're not attracted to people, just animals.
Little boys.
And 16-year-old boys.
Those aren't people.
Zoo, the only foul you are, I guess.
So, my thing is, did she come out as a
Because you can't say the other one.
Did she come
Can't
out
say
as a zoophile to hide the fact that she was into pedals?
A Geppetto?
She was into bikes. She was a pedophile.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, she really likes bikes.
Mm-mm.
So what I'm
I don't know.
like, because you think about it, and there's situations where people do shit like that. Like they
Maybe.
they go from one extreme to the other because of the
Maybe
fact-
John is right.
What do you mean? Don't ever tell Johnny's right. It makes his head too big.
As I said,
No
when
one-
I said John
What?
was accurate earlier, I think he might have been dead on with this one. I think he might have been dead on.
I don't remember what we were talking about earlier.
The uncle thing.
Oh, it's
That
possible.
leads to a lot of these situations.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Actually,
It is entirely possible. Oh, hello, viewer. How are you today?
you have a viewer.
I have a viewer. I don't know who it is. But it is a viewer.
You have a viewer? No, I don't. Nobody cares about me.
It is un viewer.
And view hair.
Is it John?
And yeah, I'm here.
Oh, it's John. Dang it.
Hmm.
It's
I've been
John.
here.
Well, it
Okay.
dropped off for like 10 minutes and then it came back, so I thought it was somebody else.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Not really, but I
meeting with
guess.
prospective role players, Sappho decided to create her own community for meeting fellow furries. Called Mama Sappho's Hypnotherapy Server, it was advertised as a place to meet new people, although much of the conversations there came down to just roleplay. Curiously, despite the very sexual nature of the server, the age requirement to join was merely 13 and up. Sappho's
Oh.
defense for this at the time was that the NSFW channels were only made available for those 18 years of age and up. She even claims to be requesting ID for those who claims to be 18 in order to give them access to the channels.
Cap and a half,
Despite
cap and a
this,
half.
a 17-year-old
Cap.
That sucks. You think her
I'm
discourse
17. I'm 17, but Sappho gives me the exception to have the NSFW role because the age of consent here in Canada is 16. That is irrelevant and immaterial.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable with it, then I get it.
One,
It does not
the
matter.
age of consent is 17 in almost every state. It's either 17 or lower in almost every state. So age of consent is not the problem. The problem is that you are introducing 17-year-old children to grown-ass men and women
that know how to
that are-
manipulate.
them. Yes. So you should keep them. I mean, I guess it would be fine if they were in a 17 and 17 fucking NSFW group chat, and that's where they want to talk about whatever the fuck 17-year-olds talk about when they're NSFW.
Boobs. I don't know, something like that.
But truthfully, you shouldn't have access to that either way.
No, just like the reason.
Because age of consent does not come. This is something I feel like a lot of people should know, because most people think age of consent applies to photographs and conversations,
Nope. Age
like
of
sexting
consent
and stuff like that.
Age of
but it does
consent
not.
does not apply to photographs. If you receive, if your age of consent is 16 and you receive a picture of something from someone that is 16 that is
You're going to jail.
revealing or provocative or any of that, it is still child pornography.
You're going to
Because
jail
the
and you're
age-
getting.
The age that you are allowed to appear in adult content like that is 18.
Exactly. Otherwise, we have a bunch of 16-year-old porn stars out here, and that's just gross.
Yeah, very.
Jesus Christ.
Imagine.
Jesus Christ.
Let's not.
let's
Moderator
not
would end up
imagine.
having access anyway, clearly not only breaking her own server rules, but also Discord TOS. While all of this happened closer to the middle of the year, it was partially documented in a YouTube video from a user named Joe Coon.
Notice as well that Blue is able to talk in the NSFW chats. Moderation powers.
You see his name?
Jokun. Is he a furry?
Continue.
Are given to a minor in a server.
Huh?
Is he a furry?
No, I was just referring to the last 4 letters of his name.
Oh, I know, but
Yeah, I'm assuming so. He was in the Discord.
maybe. Well, then
that has
I appreciate
NSFW
that there is
content.
some
We also
people who
have
actually
a screenshotted interaction with Blue and Sappho in
They're actually
her
good people, right?
server that is highly questionable, where we see Sappho sharing a photo of a censored dildo, a dog penis dildo.
Having seen the video, Sappho decided to leave a comment down below responding, which feels kind of weird. Many of these receipts are either insane speculation, forged, or hearsay. I still don't see hard evidence to back any claims made, and the fact a 17-year-old Canadian who had head moderator privileges got access to those chats is a yawn at best. Also, no not safe for work zoo content has ever been present on that server, unless you stretch the meaning of feral furry artwork. Instead of outright denying some of the more damning claims within the video, Sappho decides to simply allege that there's no proof before downplaying what was evident from the screenshots. This brings us to September, just a week before the video that got so many eyes on Sappho was posted. She created some new channels in her existing server, specifically dedicated to illustrations of bestiality. While everything she'd done before hadn't quite alerted members of her community to her nature, this was sure to perk up some ears. Get it? Because they're dogs. One of her moderators from the server decided to message her to see why she decided to create this channel. While she attempted to dodge the question initially, later on, she revealed a bit more about herself and how she really feels on the topics of zoophilia and bestiality. Alright, I have one final question before we part ways. What did you mean when you said that you believed zoophiles were somewhat misunderstood due to the zoo sadism thing? Because of the horrible stuff that happened with zoo sadism, people conflate zoophiles with sadists and fetishists. She went on to proclaim herself as a therapist, basically trying to tie her view on the subject to that of someone who wants to help and understand others. In this case, those others would be dog fuckers. She then decides to send a link to the Zooier Than Thou podcast. This is a show where dog fuckers get together to talk about all things related to dog fucking and proudly speak about abusing animals. It is genuinely hours upon hours of some of the most delusional and disgusting shit you can find online. It's a miracle to me that it's still on YouTube to this day, although if I had to guess, not enough big YouTubers have screamed at them to delete the dog fucking podcast off their platform yet to truly care. And Zooier Than Thou is not a little known name. While its subscriber and view count is relatively low, YouTuber Toad McKinley has covered the show and its hosts extensively in videos with hundreds of thousands of hits. Users on Kiwi Farms have extensively combed through material to dissect their identities and
My
past.
horse
Among
is
more
than a husband.
normal furries online, the podcast is seen as yet another stain on their community, which reflects
What'd you say?
That dude had a sticker on the back of his laptop that said, "My horse is more than a husband." Just keep playing. It's not. Rewatch the video later.
Yeah, but like, why?
I don't know.
Like, I don't get it. Why are we doing this?
badly to the broader internet. It was at this point that this Discord mod, Matcha, cut ties with Sappho. Feeling the need to speak out, he would pen a TwitLonger on the 8th of September, where he exposes her for supporting zoophilia and harboring a number of minors in her server, where illustrations and discussions of this subject are abundant. I was a mod of Sappho's Discord server, a public server to learn about hypnosis and hypnotism. The server is around 3 weeks old, and I became a mod due to a server drama where people were discussing the age limit of the server. A not safe for work chat was created, known as NSFW Feral. NSFW Feral was for feral pornography, which included drawn feral x anthro and feral x human. My views of feral aside, I was deeply uncomfortable with some of the material I saw, which included a non-anthropomorphized dog raping a girl walking down the street in a non-consensual scenario, and a realistic drawing of a dog with its dick out. So I decided to leave the server. I wrote a letter of resignation and left. But something stuck with me. When the topic went to zoophiles, Sappho said something along the lines that zoophiles were misunderstood. I wanted clarification on this, so I reached out the night after everything had happened. To summarize the convo, she said she supports the zoophile community and that being attracted to animals or doing the act isn't wrong. Much of this account had been corroborated with DM evidence, and there was no reason to believe that Masha was lying about any of this. Word of Sappho's misconduct once again spread within her own community and those adjacent. She had been caught with DM proof admitting that she was a supporter of zoophiles. She had even linked a podcast which was heralded by fellow zoos as one of their main sources of camaraderie. Once again, Sappho was at a crossroads. She could delete her entire internet presence and go into hiding, or dig her heels in even more on this disgusting shit and deal with the backlash.
Or because she could have just went and got help.
Yeah, just go talk to somebody.
Could have just
Go
went and
to
got
an
help.
actual therapist instead of claiming you are one.
Yeah.
Fake hypnosis was already weird enough. Or maybe it was real hypnosis. I have no idea what the hypnosis situation is. I honestly want a little bit more information on that, but also this is going in depth enough about how absolute gross this.
This brings us all the way back to coming out about things. Her September upload, where she describes in detail her view of the topic and defends zoophiles. As with many degenerates of
Video
this
stuff.
nature, she attempts to attach her own attraction to the LGBT movement, comparing her and fellow zoo enthusiasts to gay activists.
Homosexuals were coming out in the 1960s, Stonewall and those sorts of events. And I know that 99% of my viewers, my community, don't have anything wrong with homosexuals or gay people. You support
said the
them,
same
you
thing
support
twice.
LGBT, nothing against them. Zoophiles are among the most caring and loving people towards animals and their mates. See animals as equals to humans, not as property or an object, like in the eyes of the law and others.
Much of this video attempts to emotionally manipulate the audience, asking for them to be understanding and not cast judgment on something that
See, the thing is, if you see them as equals to humans, then teach it how to talk and consent.
The thing is,
Animal
Animals
cannot
cannot-
consent.
cannot consent, cannot communicate, and relies on you for food, shelter, and warmth. All of those things because they don't wear clothes. So you are literally, this is the same as if you just took somebody hostage and used them in whatever way you
Same
wanted to.
as if
You're
you just had a
saying-
baby.
and then decided to fuck your own baby. Like, it's weird. Why would you do that? Animals, when we take an animal in as a pet, it's like gaining a child that you don't have to pay to take to school.
You don't have to pay to take to school. You don't have to. It's like
You don't have to
gaining-
watch it as closely, and you don't have to teach it about the rules of life.
It's like gaining a
That's-
child that you cannot teach anything other than basic, like very basic things like sit, stay, fetch. Some dogs can be taught some really amazing things. But the thing is, when you get a dog, it is basically having a child. You are responsible for taking care of that dog. If you do not take care of that dog will die because that dog was domesticated and cannot fend for itself in a normal situation. Not to say
Very true.
not to say that if a dog was released in the wild, it couldn't live for a while, but I speak from experience. I've got 2 dogs downstairs. Those 2 motherfuckers would die if they had to fend for themselves. Those 2 dogs are spoiled as shit. If I didn't feed them for 4 days, they'd be looking at me like, "Why do you hate me?" Not, "Oh, well, I'll just go get something for myself," because they can't do that.
Very true. So this animal that is relying on you for, survival, you decide that's pretty cute.
That's bad.
I'd smash.
That's a pass, fam. Not a smash.
My stomach,
Hard pass.
my stomach is not happy with this.
With this or with the milk?
This, just this. No, the food's fine. Food didn't do anything. The food didn't tell me that it wanted to fuck my dog.
She likes German shepherds, bud.
I have a German Shepherd.
I have a German Shepherd mix.
I got a Chihuahua. I don't have y'all problems, big dog.
The big
last,
dog problems.
the closest thing I've ever had to a German Shepherd was, I think it was a German Shepherd Fox mix. I had to come across, but I missed that dog. Wouldn't have fucked that dog, but missed that dog. Not a lie.
That they just don't understand. When, of course, no rational human being would be able to have their minds changed on the subject of bestiality, even 1 inch. It should go without saying that it's disgusting, and those who practice it should be, well, not sure YouTube's terms of service would want me to give my thoughts on that one. Sappho attempts to draw a distinction between zoophiles and zoosadists. She claims that zoophiles are okay because they practice love and consent with animals, while zoosadists,
an animal cannot
such as
consent.
Hero the Wolf, are the true monsters.
Zoophilia is often very misunderstood, especially because of certain very terrible people and what you may have seen in the news. And someone that I will not mention, if you remember that situation with the Zoo Sadism League.
Is she
I think
referencing
she's talking
Shane
about Carol the
Dawson?
Wolf. No, I think she's referencing Carol the Wolf.
I have no idea who that is. I don't want to know. I
What?
don't want to know.
That was
I
who
don't
we
wanna
were
know.
originally
I don't
gonna
wanna
watch
know.
about, but
I don't wanna know.
it's way worse than what she's got going on here. Let me tell you that. Zoo sadism, you'd be absolutely fucking livid hearing that shit. Especially, I had to remember that you guys have animals, and I don't want to put y'all through that. Like, yeah, y'all have animals, and I don't want to say that y'all love y'all animals more than me, but that's not really the case. It's just that I can sit through sickening shit, and I don't know if y'all can. I can sit through very
You
sickening shit and
absolutely
be
could.
fine.
Watch that
No,
later.
no, I'm good.
All right, me and John will do it.
2 years back.
Me and John will power through.
Unfortunately,
We'll power through more,
when people think
more
they're
furry,
zoophiles,
more for
especially
grossness.
furries, that's the person that comes to mind. That is the situation that comes to mind. And I'm talking about horrible.
Why does she sound like a teacher or a librarian?
think
I hope
she's
and pray that this woman
talking
has
about
this
your-
woman has no job that has anything to do with children in real life.
This woman, absolutely gross looking. So she's like a 1 on the scale. Because if she's cute, I'm gonna be extremely upset.
Even if she's not, the
Oh,
stuff that we've been hearing makes her a 1.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, if she's physically attractive, I'm going to be upset. I'm not way worse upset, but I'm gonna be a little bit more. I'm gonna be a little bit more peeved than if she was ugly. If she was ugly, I could probably get it a little bit more. I could understand a little bit more. But if she's attractive, which even still, being a woman, I don't know how you are this depraved, considering the fact that like dudes literally just throw themselves at women consistently, whether you're furry or not. Especially, I'm considering that you're furry. I'm assuming that there are like 45 to 50 good-looking men in the furry community somewhere.
in her community, probably.
Yeah, and yet why are you
Why are you
going out of
fucking
your
a dog?
way? You're going out of the way to fuck a dog. Like, just fuck doggy style. It's not that hard. Just pretend. Why do we have to
Yeah.
do it for real? Why can't we just pretend? You were buying the dildos, just use the dildos.
Use the dildos. Do your whoops and barks while you're doing it.
Yeah, just wolf roll around on the floor. Some girls go out and actually run around on the ground. You seen that video? That was hilarious. That was hilarious. The lady put on a mask and started running around on the ground. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny because like that's how she lived her life, and that's fine. Like I don't really care, truthfully, but it's funny to look at.
Yeah.
They're fetishists and bestialists. I do not want them to be the face of the community, and they should not be the face of the community. Ethical zoos are not like that. Specifically, I and other ethical zoos follow what's called Zeta principles. Zeta being the Greek symbol, but also standing for zoophiles engagement, for tolerance, acceptance.
Judging from
So that had been in her profile
The entire
Yeah,
time.
probably.
the
Yeah.
entire time. And nobody knows enough to be like, that's what that means. Like I literally just found out what a queen of spades is.
I don't know what that is.
That is.
Neither you know what that is. But I should have known about that years ago. Years ago. I just found out. Very upset that I didn't know for so long. Find it.
Um. I don't.
Let's just keep
What-
going. I want to get this over. I've already been suffering
from
from
most of the
this for an
comments,
hour.
it didn't exactly work. I fear for the safety of that German Shepherd dog. The pain it feels inside is unimaginable. You're why people are scared of us
Oh, I have a
furries.
viewer.
Please never relate this to the LGBT again. The first 13 minutes of this video are her
Oh, this is
outlining her
John.
thoughts, but past
Your
that point, it
video's
transitions
black.
to a conversation between Sappho and one of her friends, where they discuss how he regularly abuses his pet German Shepherd.
You're my closest zoo friend and really helped me accept myself. In fact, you made a post on Zooville, and in that particular post, it was about you coming out about things, and you linked an episode of the Zooier Than Thou podcast about coming out, and that just really inspired me to make this video and to go forward with being more open about.
I found this community and found the Zooier Than Thou podcast.
In this recording, the forum Zooville is mentioned. The address linked, zoophileforum.net, is exactly what you would expect given what we've seen so far. Post after post justifying zoophilia and sharing personal experiences. How old were you when you first mated with an animal? What is the cost of caring for your animal partners per year? How, ideally, would you want your female partner to dress for a zoo encounter in your presence? Page after page of revolting content posted by revolting people. Some of these people exclusively derive pleasure from encounters with animals. However, others, like the one interviewed in Sappho's video, believe that they are in love with dogs. The level of delusion is really hard to wrap your head around, and now there's an entire website for these people to hang out.
It's so much easier to just be at a point where, okay,
Absolutely.
and I can look myself in the mirror and say it. I'm a zoo, and my partner is the love of my life, and I love her romantically, physically. That is okay.
What is the
I
lifespan of
think
a
so
dog?
too. No,
Like
it's
10 to 12
really
years,
amazing
depending
how
on what kind.
you overcame that struggle and came to that realization
Love of my
and
life.
came
Oh.
to accept yourself for who you are.
It's just fucking sickening. This video really was the perfect concoction to outrage everyone. Sappho brings up older furry drama, necessarily
What
tying
was
it to
that?
the prior controversy in just one more installment of a never-ending string of incidents within the community. Furries that don't support this gross shit hated that it poorly reflected on all of them. Sappho bringing up the LGBT community and their progress angered them as well. And beyond that, at 37 minutes in length, there was plenty of content to be picked apart here. Commentary channels quickly picked up on the story and expressed their disgust for what they saw.
I think I got.
Practice shepherd are will I view
No, I'm not. I don't think many of us are. We're not gonna stick around for review. And you posted this on 9/11? Oh my. This video is 36 minutes long. I don't have a ton of confidence that in 36 minutes you're gonna say anything that makes anyone go, you know what? You're right. Totally fine.
I myself even talked about this in a video on my other channel and expressed my general disgust with the opinions promoted in the video. The idea that someone would not only be attracted to animals, but actually be proud of it and feel like anyone should even be willing to entertain their ideas was shocking to say the least. Sappho had painted a target on her face, and in video after video, she was ripped apart. Mainstream attention was even attracted to the situation, with Input.com publishing an article about her, detailing how she was using sites like Twitter and Discord to build a community of vulnerable people. The more urgent matter is the significant link between pedophilia and zoophilia. There seems to be a hidden group of animal sex abusers who are really child predators. Edwards' research found almost a third of bestiality arrests involved sexual abuse of children under 12. There's a high number of people who have sexual interest in both animals and children. In this
And it all makes sense now.
Yeah, it all ties in. Doesn't it? So if y'all don't realize, the reason why I pause so much is so this is transformative content.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So if we were to just watch this video and talk a little bit through it, it would be easy liable to copyright us. But since we pause, we stop, we discuss transformative content.
Yeah, I just
A high number.
like
I like how my hood right now looks like almost like a Sith Lord's hood. Great. This is fucking gross. These guys are weird.
Can we be done with this?
How much longer we got?
I mean, we've already been going for an hour.
We only got like 13 minutes left.
I have no problem with streaming other things, but this is.
We got 13 minutes. We almost died. We're gonna see if she gets a comeuppance. If not, we'll go out and hand it.
Context,
We go out and
the
hand
intense
out
devotion
the
of Sappho's
justice.
teenage fan base is disturbing.
West
Countless
style.
zoophile
In-game.
profiles, tweets, and fan art from minors who claim to be as young as 13 credit Sappho as an inspiration for their zoophilia. Many refer to Sappho as mommy, and some appear to have committed self-harm in her name. She's recently been accused of child grooming. While those who aren't deranged criticized her, those frequenting Zooville and fellow Zoo podcasts saw it fit to embrace her as their greatest champion. Her Twitter account began growing a bit, where she would post tweets explaining how proud she is of coming out, and openly talked about specific dogs that she was attracted to. Tweet after tweet showed her proudly proclaiming her beliefs, and fellow zoos flocked to her account. While the negative attention had been, well, negative, she was now building a little cult from fellow dog fuckers that crawled out of the woodwork talk about their feelings. Even as more and more severe allegations were made about her community, Sappho pushed on. She believed that individually, zoophiles were powerless, but with numbers, even over the internet, they could enact actual change. And she didn't just want to participate. Her citing of Stonewall riots, in which LGBT activists held a number of demonstrations in New York, was not merely emotional manipulation. 1 month after her coming out video, she made another upload announcing her new organization, Zeta North America. She billed this as a way to promote inclusivity and tolerance for zoos. Within this video, she specifically alludes to the existence of Kiwi farms as well, and seems to take the all publicity is good publicity approach, going as far as to smugly thank them for the notoriety they gave her.
People trying to post an address and say that it's mine everywhere and that sort of thing. Especially some really toxic forums. Like some really fucking toxic forums that are trying to go after me. But I can't even be angry at those people because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I mean,
I wish they really would have just
I
fucking
have a
ignored
very
you.
good community of people around me now.
Meanwhile, she and her friends began posting promotional content on Twitter for her organization. This promised to be a new frontier for zoophiles. They would band together to show the world that they were not afraid of who they were, and you know what? They weren't so bad after all. Just some weird guys who like to be weird, and hey, don't we all like to be weird? No, fuck off. However, the organization was very short-lived due to infighting with its members, as well as failure to officially file with the IRS as a tax-deductible agency. Just as it was announced, her dreams of some kind of zoophile rights organization fizzled out. But this minor setback didn't mean she couldn't continue building her audience and community. And that's bad enough on its own, but maybe we could at least take a little solace in the fact that she had decided to kick all the kids out of her community, okay? It was adult dog fuckers only, instead of vulnerable kids being dragged in that can be groomed by adults into thinking that it is okay to have sex with animals. But of course, it just has to get worse. One of the things specifically touched on in the input article is the fact that Sappho has had a number of incidents where minors, one claiming to be as young as 13 years old, have been lured into her Discord servers and private chats, where she then tries to convince them that they are attracted to animals and that's just fine. The thing is, Sappho specifically tries to attract both adults and younger internet users to her community. The easier they can be preyed upon, the more attractive they are to Sappho. In early December of 2021, Sappho came out to her followers on Twitter with a very emotional story. She claimed that a 13-year-old zoophile who she was friends with had taken her own life because she had been harassed by people online. Just yesterday, you apologized to me for bothering me, that you thought I was a cool person, and that you liked my voice, and I didn't respond. There is a reason we are doing this, to stop the harassment and bullying that leads to this. Julia, rest well now. And here we have a screenshot of her sending a picture of an angel and supposedly sending a beyond the grave message to this deceased child. In the following days, she posted a number of other tweets mourning the loss of this young person's life at the hands of zoo haters. She also used this as an opportunity to, once again, justify her positions on bestiality and promote the idea of tolerance for her group of people. After looking into this a little further, it was discovered that Julia does actually exist and is a real person, but she's far from dead. Her TikTok account made a post saying that her parents had taken her phone away because they found some of the conversations she was having online, which, safe to assume, are not things any parent wants to find on their kid's phone. This made claims from Sappho that she would be attending the minors.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, what the fuck?
He's dead. I'm alive. I'm alive.
How? Yeah, I mean,
My parents took my phone. I'm alive.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it would have been
And
worse
this
if
is like I'm attending the funeral. What funeral?
it would have been worse. Or I mean, it wouldn't have been as bad if they created a fake account and messaged themselves off of it saying these things.
Yeah, like you had started a fake report with yourself,
Yeah.
and then you killed that fake person off. And of course, somebody would have realized eventually like, that was you. But at least that person was truly dead because that second part of you is dead now. You killed him.
Yeah. Not you claiming that a legitimate person that is alive killed themselves.
It's dead.
And the question I have, did they know that this person wasn't dead? Or did they assume that because this person quit responding to them, were they doing the manipulating bullshit that people do of, you know, oh, well, you stopped texting me, so something bad has to have happened because you're supposed to love me.
Happy the fact that they had people to talk to about their feelings. And then antis end up causing their death. This is a publicity stunt.
You should be arrested for hate
Just
crimes.
2021.
Hate crimes.
Just a
Funeral,
year ago.
Very weird. I mean, firstly, are we to believe that the parents of this child knew about her interactions with Sappho and were totally fine with it before her death, and now, in the wake of her passing, had decided to invite the adult woman encouraging their child to have sex with animals over Discord to her funeral? Rest assured, she had an explanation. Sappho posits that the account was compromised by someone claiming to be her, some nefarious anti-zoophile hacker. Or maybe, better yet, the parents just lied about her being alive and she did pass away, and they were now trying to cover it up or something? Given the lack of any information suggesting that this girl died, or that it had anything to do with cyberbullying some 13-year-old zoophile Twitter account, it was probably safe to say that she was full of shit. This would later be confirmed with posts from the minor where they said that they were totally okay and even provided proof that they were who they said they were. Maybe this kid shouldn't be around their dog given the conversations they were having,
Yeah,
but I
they had
digress.
a dog
While it can't
too.
be completely confirmed, it's my opinion that Sappho intended to use the supposed death of this young girl as outrage bait. What better way to make it seem as if your enemies are detestable than to claim that their actions led to the death of a young girl? Whether she actually believed this minor had passed away or if she thought she was alive is unknown. Either way, she tried to use suicide as a way to manufacture outrage for people who are, rightfully, criticizing people who promote bestiality. It's not unexpected, but it gives further insight into the length of her manipulation. And of course, Julia is far from the only minor Sappho had been regularly interacting with. Another TikTok user by the name of Serval had been seen in her TikToks interacting within VR chat, promoting her messages. If this person's age is to be believed, then Sappho is regularly interacting with 14-year-olds on a daily basis. With so many interactions between Sappho and minors publicly, especially considering the actual content she was promoting, one could only wonder how bad it got behind the scenes. After much discussion around the topic, she eventually also revealed her, shall we say, atypical view of relationships with minors.
And even pushing it aside of, well, go ahead and do research and see what is safe or what's not. A child still does not have the mental capacity to go through with sex safely.
Okay, so that very last part I disagree with, but
One thing you'll notice about Sappho is that she
Pause.
likes to talk a lot.
Bullshit. You need to be put in a fucking asylum.
Hold on, one more time, just to make sure I heard that correctly.
Safely.
All right, pause.
Considering
pause,
the actual
okay.
content.
So what you're listening to is her saying that someone in this Zoom panel
It's the
or
Twitter. It's the
something
Twitter
other-
space. It's called a Twitter space. I know what that is.
whatever. They're having some kind of discussion, and someone says that she's, telling these children that it's okay to do these sexual acts with whatever at the age that they are. And the girl said, the person talking says that these children do not have the ability to,
Do that safely.
do that, yeah,
right?
do that safely, or, know what's going on, kind of thing. And Sappho goes, I disagree, but whatever. I'm like,
I disagree with the
No,
last thing
like-
you said,
yeah,
but I
Let's-
wanted to make sure I heard everything.
that's
Exactly.
not, that's no.
Because that's Sappho right there, right?
Yeah,
Holding this.
this 13, 14-year-old child.
The fuck.
Obviously in VR chats, they're not actually together.
Still, that's a bit much. Like,
And she was
Why?
promoting, one could only wonder how bad it got behind the scenes. After much discussion around the topic, she eventually also revealed her, shall we say, atypical view of relationships with minors.
And even pushing it aside of, well, go ahead and do research and see what is safe or what's not. A child still does not have the mental capacity to go through with sex safely.
Okay, so that very last part I disagree with, but
One thing you'll notice
No, there's nothing to disagree with there. It's a fact.
yeah, that's why I just wanted to hear it back. Just
It's
to be sure that
a
I heard her just say
fact.
that a child can go through with sex safely.
Which means she's a pedophile. Simple as that. I don't care. It's YouTube. You can bleep that out later. She is a pedophile.
about Sappho is that she likes to talk a lot. Eventually, she tends to talk herself around to admitting to being some other form of reprehensible. One term you may have heard floating around in YouTube videos and on Twitter is MAP.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Short for minor
This is
attracted
where we
person.
ended up.
This term
Footage
is an attempt for
unrelated.
pedophiles to rebrand themselves to be more socially acceptable. Many of those self-identifying promote contact with minors and have, much like Sappho, tried to tie themselves to the LGBT movement.
Oh, that's the
Sappho
Twitter
posted
app.
a long thread on the topic of maps,
Did y'all
questioning
see
the
that?
validity of age of consent
What?
laws around the
Well,
world.
back
She
up a
ends
little
by
bit.
saying,
I don't know, back up a little more.
You could use the buttons on your keyboard.
Look at the Twitter at.
Just a map 22.
Imagine that being your at. I don't think you can change that.
I think you can change that.
Oh, can you?
You can.
I think so.
Man.
John, I think your blanket's over your mic because it sounds like garbage.
have, much like Sappho, tried to tie themselves to the LGBT movement. Sappho posted a long thread on the topic of maps, questioning the validity of age of consent laws around the world. She ends by saying, I am attracted to some minors, but minors specifically? No. In fact, my most recent partners were significantly older. I do not know if I would call myself a map. If so, then it's more like layers of an onion than a yes or no. I am mostly just a loving, guiding, nurturing motherly figure. She posted a later tweet
No.
promoting what she calls critical thinking on the topic. Sappho had always been lewd and very explicit, but much of these conversations had been relegated to direct messages prior to this. With so much attention building, perhaps she felt she had nothing to lose from making it more public. So, she decided to make an alternate Twitter account just for sharing extremely graphic drawings of animals. At this time, it was also discovered that she had an affinity for what is known as cub material, depictions of specifically young-looking animals, being puppies in her case, in suggestive and
Pause it.
explicit situations. She began
don't
posting
wanna
and retweeting
pause
this
on
content
that.
onto her
Pause
own
it.
Twitter
No,
account,
No,
which was
no,
public.
we are not pausing on that.
I
Now
was
that's crazy.
about to make a joke. I was about to make a joke. So I was gonna say something like, "Oh, so she likes underage dogs," and then it wasn't a joke
Was that like her
anymore.
search history? I couldn't tell what we were looking at.
I
But is
think it
that
was
like
just
what she's
showing
into?
like some website that has those as like categories or something. I think.
I think it might have been. It may have been search history. I don't know. It may have been a screenshot or something or other. Maybe just from a stream on Discord.
Here's some really hot yiff for you all. Enjoy.
Is that what that says? I'm sorry, I'm not reading
Yeah.
like specific screen for people who wonder why I keep asking why is that what it says. It's hard for me to see it from my Streamlabs.
And had been promoted by her main. Many of her followers on both were minors. Combined with what she was actually retweeting onto their timelines, this was heavily criticized by her detractors. While it was obvious what she was doing, she dishonestly played it off by misrepresenting the situation, as always. She got even more hate for the deflection, but for the time at least, she didn't seem to care. With so many people talking about her irresponsible interactions with her young community, and the fact that she had clearly taken measures to specifically attract these people to her, not to mention her expressed open-mindedness to map acceptance, what happens next is something you could probably have seen coming. She's a pedophile.
What the fuck?
Her promotion of map activity and supporting of child grooming caused her account to be mass reported by Twitter users, and she was permanently suspended on the site. She had been officially deplatformed on Twitter, and while her YouTube channel did exist, it had become inactive for some time since she hid the Zeta organization announcements. It's been a wild ride so far, so I encourage you all to catch your breath for a moment. Maybe get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, take a shower to wash off all of the scum that your body has collected since being exposed to this information. It's only getting worse. Having been kicked from one of her primary avenues of attracting new members to her posse, she collaborated with a few friends to create her own little community.
No, Tom. There's only 4 minutes left. How does it get worse in 4 minutes, Tom?
You're telling me we've gone through 30 minutes of this and it gets worse at the end?
Let's witness the escalation.
Hold on.
I physically feel not well.
Let me take a deep breath real quick.
I feel physically not well right now.
I think the problem for me is that nobody actually knows what she looks like.
Yeah, the
If I
fact that
knew-
she's never physically faced any repercussions for anything that she's done.
Just another case of internet weirdos.
Hub via Mastodon, an open source social networking app that kind of functions as a bunch of smaller, isolated Twitters. Her own community is invite only, so she can carefully curate who enters. Despite this barrier, plenty of interactions were leaked, painting a picture of her most deplorable community yet. Here, she once again talked about her less than digestible views on sex with minors, and felt more free to talk about dog fucking. It's no surprise by now that she's willing to admit her genuine thoughts on these topics, but it doesn't make the fact that she was caught talking to another minor any more easy to
If it
hear.
is consensual,
Many had
not
taken note
fun.
that Sappho,
What?
who is once again 21 years of age, had been strangely close and affectionate publicly with a 16-year-old in her community named Kylo. The two were very flirtatious in tweets and even made...
16, he, they, it. GNC
Trans
mask? What does that even mean?
Means
What
that
is
they act
GNC?
What is
Oh.
it? Demi? I've been seeing a lot about this Demi stuff. What is
Demi
this Demi stuff?
romantic?
What is Demi?
Demi is basically saying sort of. If I understand it.
demisexual
How is that a?
does not experience primary sexual attraction. The type of attraction that is based on immediately observable characteristics such as appearance or smell is experienced immediately. Okay, so
PNC is gender nonconforming.
masculine. So masculine presenting toward like transforming themselves to be more masculine. So was a girl, was born a woman, became a he they it, and is transforming into a he they it
They're 16.
while also being bisexual and not being attracted to physical features. Demi-romantic. Romantic. Someone who only develops romantic feelings for another person when they have strong emotional connections to them.
Oh.
And you're 16, so your emotions are easily manipulated.
Yeah.
You just wanted something cool to put in your bio at the end. That's all. Like, Demi, shut up.
That's just a
get these children off the
complicated
internet.
way
You
of
may
being
as-
like,
you
I'm
may
not
as well
shallow.
have gone 16. I believe everything I read on the internet. I'm a tomboy.
And my parents have no control over my life.
Yeah, I'm 16. I believe what I read on the internet. I'm a tomboy. I'm bisexual, and I'm easily manipulated.
Let's just say, hold on, so we can clarify, just in case anybody ever looks at this and is like, why do they feel this way about this person?
Because
were
you're 16.
already-
You're 16 years old, and you've closed yourself off to saying that you are this. At 16 years old, you are still developing as a human being. As
And you
a,
don't
as
know.
a as a male, all of us are still developing as human beings, but we are
Yeah,
at
we
the
won't
very end of that developing phase.
Yeah, we won't be done until we're 25.
Exactly, which for me is next year.
Damn.
That being
Cap?
said, huh?
John said same.
No, I thought you said damn.
Oh, I thought he
Oh
said
yeah, I
same.
said damn.
Oh, I thought you said same. I was like,
Because
Cap?
Cameron's old.
I don't think that. I think you can claim to be whatever you want to be. That's fine. Whatever. But at 16 years old, you don't need to be limiting yourself to this thing.
Why are you gender non-conforming? That's
Yeah.
the question I have. Why?
I don't understand it. I probably never will understand.
But I mean, it's not my place or nor my business to ask.
And yet
But-
again, it's one of those things where it's not affecting me. So, but it's just you see things like this where it's a 16-year-old saying this, and you're like, kind of like, it makes you think, who
Have you even tried regular sex yet? Probably not, because you're not old enough to be doing that. So
Well, that's not even
wait until
that's not even what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is all of these things are things you've learned from the internet. These are not things you learn in school because of the fact that these things are not perpetrated by physical science. These are things that you've learned on the internet. In my opinion, we may get canceled for this and we can choose to take it out of the video. I don't care. In my opinion, if these
I'm not
are the
taking it out.
things,
We're gonna be
if these are the things that you're saying that you are at 16 years old, you have been manipulated by the internet.
Yeah.
Thoroughly, and they have won. These people on the internet, a 16-year-old, you were talking, as a 16-year-old, if these are the things you say you were talking to people on the internet that you should not be talking to. These people on the internet that you were talking to at 16 years old that are convincing you or teaching you about these things are teaching you about these things because they want to manipulate you. These people are not people who are looking out for you. These are people who want you to be what they want you to be, so they've convinced you, oh, you feel that way too? Well, I do too, and I'm this.
And they do all of that because they don't want to be alone, because they feel like they're pariahs. So the way they get, those rocks off, those things that they need, which is more people like them, even though they tried so hard to be different that they became what they are.
Yeah,
The way that they
they're people
get more people like them
they're
is
people
to
that wanted to, and I have nothing wrong with the alphabet community, LGBTQ plus whatever.
Yeah, I understand that sometimes
But I feel that
neurodivergence is real.
I feel
and
that the
you can be different.
I feel that you should limit yourself from making a distinction as to what you are until you're at a minimum of 18 years. Because I can tell you from experience, I have never once changed my sexuality, but I have changed what I am attracted to. You know, the people I was attracted to in high school are no longer the same people I'm attracted to now. And even if they are, even if some of the people I was attracted to in high school I'm still attracted to today, I'm not attracted to them for the same reasons. You know, it's... This is...
How do you say this? It's...
Como se dice...
It's too early in your development, whether you feel that you are an adult or you are on the adult level, or that your parents don't care, or whatever you have going on, it is too early for you to be worried about whether you are a gender non-conforming, a he, they, or it, bisexual, or whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, truthfully, you should only be worried about two things. The next meal you're going to get and school.
True.
That's it. Everything else is completely fucking relevant.
Yep.
Well, maybe your Call of Duty, KD.
That should be number 3.
That's number 3. But
Yeah,
only on the
and
weekends.
And your 360 ladder stall dolphin dive.
Truthfully, number 3 should be your social life. You should,
and that should be a hard maybe.
You should be barely concerned about what other people feel about you.
And the sooner
but at
you
the same
learn
time,
that, the better you will be.
So just be you. Yes, I'm not telling you not to be yourself.
I don't.
But what I'm saying is that nobody gives a fuck.
See, my thing is,
nobody cares.
My thing is with I have no problem with you being 16 years old and preferring to be called he as opposed to she. That's fine. I have no problem with you being 16 years old and saying, hey, I'm attracted to men and women, I'm bisexual. That's fine. I don't think that you should be 16 years old saying, I'm gender nonconforming or I'm demi-romantic, because at 16, you haven't been through enough relationships to know what the fuck you are yet. And I say that from experience.
23 years old. I have 48 bodies under my belt.
Good God.
48 women. And that's, to me, that's small change. 48 women. And to this day, I still could not tell you whether I was demi-romantic or not. Could not tell you. Wouldn't know.
I genuinely, myself, think that anyone that says that they are only attracted based off of emotions are bullshitting. Well, I'm not going to say that. I would look at anyone who says that they are only attracted to someone based off of intelligence or emotions and go, are you really? Because
I'd say it's bullshit when they're 16.
while I understand that, yes, personality is a very big key. Personality is not what gets you talking to someone.
Yeah, biologically.
You don't. If you were out,
that would mean
say you're 21 and you're at a bar. You don't walk up to the woman across the bar because of anything.
The conversation she's having.
Yeah, because of anything other than the fact that chick is cute. And then you walk up to him and you find out, oh, she's also really fucking fun to talk to. Or
and now you're
likes,
oh yeah,
She also likes the things I like. That is fine. Because, you know, you were initially attracted to her because of the way she looks. It's simple as that.
Yeah, that's
Now,
just how
I guess it
people
could.
work.
I guess in the days of the internet, it could be different because of the fact that, you know, you could meet someone and talk to someone and develop feelings for someone and have never seen their face.
Yeah.
That's different. But then
But I
at the
also
same time,
feel
that would mean
I
that
also
you were
feel that is so
dangerous.
far beyond fucking dangerous.
That's so dangerous.
It also doesn't necessarily mean you're demi-romantic. It just means
It just means that you're terminally online.
Yeah.
You're terminally online, and you will fall in love with whoever can get your attention. But even still, with being online, if someone has, you're still not. I still wouldn't classify that as demi-romantic because you're gonna look at someone's profile picture, even though it's not. It might not be them. It might not be them. It might be as you had as
And really and
look
truly, I
at this
still wouldn't
example
get.
right here. It might be a fursuit. It could be anything. But whatever it is, it's going to attract your eyes, and then you're gonna be like, okay, I'll talk to them.
I would
see
say
if I'm interested.
I would say that the biggest thing is in situations like that, because there's been people that I've talked to that were, you know, long distance online where I never saw them in person. I only saw like their face and stuff like
Hey,
that.
yo, what's up? We did the same thing.
The thing with that is, I would consider myself to have, you know, developed feelings for what I believed they looked like. Because you can get an idea, and that being thing, I mean, did I develop feelings because of the way they treated me? Yes. But the thing with that is, you also in your brain have this romanticized version of what they are going to look like, even if
Shout out
they,
the
huh?
biggest catfish ever.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that
Hey,
one.
I'll
Damn,
be right back.
she got multiple people from the same damn state.
It wasn't just us either.
No, I don't doubt it.
But yeah, I don't know. Children need guidance.
Yes, and I also, I don't know. I feel like children need less internet access.
That's very true. To be fair, we didn't get cell phones until I
had
was in.
I had a cell phone when I was in 6th grade, and it didn't have any. The only thing I could do was call and text.
Yeah, I'm talking about like smartphones.
Smartphones.
didn't-
My first smartphone was my freshman year of high school.
I was about to say mine was 8th grade.
So same time,
And
same
even
exact
then,
time.
Yeah,
And
same
and
time.
the internet then was a completely different place.
Yeah, nah.
Now, while
Even
it was,
then, my phone
while
was
it was
still mostly for texts and calls. Like the apps that we had then were like Minecraft,
Yep.
maybe.
Yep.
You might have had Kick if you were
Kick
really
was
trying
later
hard.
in high school, though, really and truly.
I think I hit Kick. I hit Kick like freshman year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though.
But I'm just saying, like it was messaging apps, so you can get back and forth to your friends. It was maybe a couple games that we compete at. Like there wasn't even like multiplayer games for the phone then.
Yeah, the biggest thing is back then, what we were dealing with was, you know, the internet was still a terrifying place.
And it was new. Oh God, how new it was.
Well, the internet itself was, I mean, yeah, it was new-ish.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about pocket internet.
The fact that you had it everywhere. See,
Yeah.
I didn't have actual like data on my phone until like when I got my first iPhone, which was an iPhone 4, I think, whatever the first one was that had the square edges. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Like they just went away from that round back. It had just got the square edges. That was the first one I had. It didn't have no damn fingerprint sensor, none of that shit. It had fucking type in your damn passcode.
You just swiping and you
So
type in.
it was either 5 or 6. Yeah, it still had a little slide across the bottom of the thing where you slid it and it went ka-chink.
I didn't even have one of those. I didn't
I've
get
still
I
got
didn't get
my
my first
iPod
iPhone
somewhere.
until
I've still got my
I didn't get-
iPod somewhere.
I didn't get my first iPhone, iPod situation until I was in 12th grade.
Okay,
so I was rocking an
my
Android
first,
the whole
my-
way through.
See, I didn't have my iPhone. I got in high school. My iPod I got 8th grade because I still have it. And on the back of it, when you ordered an iPod from Apple, they gave you 2 free lines of engraving that you could engrave something custom on the back of it. And because I played football that year, my dad got my name and my number engraved on the back of my iPod, and that was my thing because I wanted to quit. Like when playing through football, I fucking hated going to practice, and my dad told me if you keep it up, you'll be rewarded later, because they had spent money for me to be there and stuff like that.
Yeah, I get it.
So
my mom told me I never quit anything either, but until the season was over.
yeah, so my reward for making it through the season was at Christmas I got an iPod. And
Did you stop playing football? I think you stopped playing football at the same time I stopped
I
playing
quit
football. 'Cause it
after
was
8th grade year. I was
8th
done.
grade. I was like, fuck that. I could be on the field in March.
Which
Fuck that.
meant you played 1 year more than I did. I only
Yeah, I
played
played-
8th
I
grade.
played-
I didn't play 7th grade.
I played 6th, 7th, and 8th. 6th grade, I played at the
ball.
yeah,
Or rec ball or whatever they wanted to call it.
whatever you want to call it. It was park ball. It was horrible. Hated it because everybody thought because I was older, I was supposed to be tough one. Built like a toothpick. Leave me
But I only
alone.
played 1 year. I hated it because it was terrible.
3 years. I'm so sick of it. All right, you back?
Yeah, I had to go pay lawnmower man.
All right, 4 more minutes. 4 more, less than 4 minutes. 3 minutes and 46 seconds. 47 seconds. Exactly. Jesus. All right, let's go. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
I reckon.
With a 16-year-old in her community named Kylo. The two were very flirtatious in tweets and even made suggestions at lewd content behind the scenes. As it turned out, behind the scenes, the two were dating and engaging in more of this furry VR roleplay.
What?
Wait, so this is a child?
16-year-old is dating a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
And this is what, 2020, 2021? He's 21. So that means he was born in 2000.
And he would have been born in 05.
See, I wish I could say, oh, that's so shocking and surprising, but they're on VR chat, so it's just not.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
That's
and,
so
like,
common on VR chat.
hypnosis, kink,
That made me
kink
just
play. I
fucking press
fucking
play.
hate that
Jesus.
these are strings of words that exist and describe real things. At the same time of her confession to being a map, Sappho and Kylo added Taken to their Twitter bios. Many speculated that the two were in a relationship, and DMs from the time even showed the minor in question, stating that they wanted to keep the relationship a secret and clearly admitting to it. The minor even expressed worry at the time that they would be discovered by their parents, while also thanking Sappho for buying him a pizza. I wonder if it was cheese.
Wait, pause,
Sappho attempted to hide the relationship publicly.
Pause. If you are hiding a relationship from your parents, you should not be in that relationship.
Facts.
Yeah.
If at any
Big
point in anything you are hiding a relationship from your parents, and I'm not saying like your parents go, "Hey, you shouldn't be with this person," and you're like, "Well, I kind of want to be with them anyways, so I'm going to." That's your own prerogative. I'm going to tell you that your parents know what they're talking about. That was
My parents ain't know what they was talking about because I still date white women to this day.
that you are.
But that's a
fucking
different culture.
corner case.
I'm just letting you
You
know,
are a
different
corner
culture.
case, buddy. Not you were the exception, not the rule.
That's the rule. I know. I just
So,
wanted to say it. out
That
loud.
being said, if your parents tell you you should not be talking to someone on the internet, you should probably not be talking to that person on the internet. I understand the want to be rebellious because I was that way, but 98% of the people on the internet that say they care about you, they don't give a flying fuck about you. And when I say that, don't trust us either. I don't. If anyone claims to be one of us and message you, don't fucking trust it. You know,
Yeah,
if it's
no.
an innocent conversation about, hey dude, I hope you had a good day, something like that, that's cool. That's great. But anything outside of a friendly, hey, what's up? Hey, we're about to be streaming. Hey, we're playing this right now. If you want to get on, we can see if we can get in the same games. That's cool. But anything outside of that, anything that if anyone ever tells you, hey, we should hide this from our parents, you look at them and go, fuck off. I don't want to be around you. I don't need you. You are fucked. Immediately. Because people who want you to hide shit from your parents know that they are doing something wrong and don't want you to find out that they're doing something
People who
wrong.
want you to hide something from
anyone,
like anyone else, yeah, like.
Oh,
you're
you,
like,
you shouldn't
don't
tell
the
your
guys
friends about
me.
us.
Yeah, don't tell your friends. Don't. Yeah.
Because when a bitch looks at one of your friends and says, hey, don't tell your friend about it, it's because they're dating your friend and they don't want them to find out that you're cheating on them. And bus.
Oh.
Tell me I'm wrong, Zay.
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
And bus.
Not at all.
He don't miss. He just don't miss.
He not missing today. How about Cameron with that inspirational chats? Turn it up out there. All right. Yeah, nah, don't be out there with weirdos that tell you stupid shit like, don't tell your parents about me because they just wouldn't get it.
Don't date people.
They
in
just
VR chat.
Yeah, don't
Well, I
don't,
mean,
don't date someone that you've never met in real life.
if
Do not
you are-
give any personal information about yourself,
wouldn't
whether
say- I will say don't give out your address. Don't ever on the internet.
I
Never
also-
give out your address.
I also
But
wouldn't
it is
give your
okay.
like okay, so if you're talking to someone on the internet and they want to video chat with you, oh look who decides to show up after we've been fucking recording for an hour and 45 minutes.
I'm fashionably late.
Fashionably?
Well, we got
Fashionably late.
Bro,
3
there's
more
3
minutes.
minutes
Hang
left
in
in this
there.
video.
We have exactly 3 minutes left in this reaction video. You haven't missed anything, I promise you. This has been absolutely terrifying and disgusting.
Hold on, calling me.
But what I was
Probably-
saying, is if someone's like, if someone's not willing to video chat with you, they're fake. If they avoid showing their face to you like in live photos, they're fake. They aren't real people. They are catfishing you. If the only time that someone will be on VR chat with you, or only time someone will talk to you like with their voices on VR chat, that's because they don't look like what they say they look like. Don't listen to anything that Rumbly GL or Rumbly Minotaur ever says to you. He's lying. He only wants you for one thing, and it's disgusting. He wants you for the freaking DLCs for, what's it called?
Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 2.
DLCs.
He only wants you for one thing, and it's disgusting, and it's Guild Wars 2 DLCs.
Oh no, man. But yeah, don't be out there. Don't be out there talking to weird.
But what I was
Just
saying, Zay,
make yourself-
is if
yeah,
someone
I
if
didn't-
someone will not FaceTime you or video chat on Discord or something like that, they're not real. They are not who they say they are.
It's a man with a voice modulator.
Exactly.
I always think that. That's how I always kept myself safe. Somebody would be like, "No, I can't send you a like." I remember back in the Kick days. Oh my god, people be like, "Oh, I want to see you on live picture." I'd be like, well, "You'll see me on live picture. I'm gonna assume you're a man with a voice modulator. I'm getting the fuck out of here."
Yep. We had some cursed conversations back in the kick days. That was let's hope that we never run for office and that shit gets brought up.
Connor. God, Connor, if you ever see this, you can hit me. You hit my line.
I got the winky face. Me.
I'm about to tell you to peek.
Despite clear indication that they were dating by devising a lie, she would announce that she was dating another member of her community instead.
Videos
that was
glitching.
People would guess. Less than 24 hours later, Kylo confessed publicly that the two were in a relationship. Kylo then released a number of direct messages between the two, which substantiated a few allegations that the two had exchanged explicit images of each other and that Sappho had been having conversations with another fan of theirs. This one was 13 years old. Following this, Sappho accused Kylo of backstabbing them and said that she had fallen in love with the wrong person. Message after message came out of her inappropriate interactions with minors, which were Hypnotist Sappho claimed to be going to a psych ward and stated that she would be there for some time. If true, at least she would be away from a computer or a phone where she could continue to spread her disgusting ideas and engage in these conversations at length. But given the fact that she has shown herself to be a pathological liar, it really is a coin toss if this is true or not. In the fallout, Sappho was also partially doxxed when her Facebook page was discovered. However, those who leaked the information decided to censor essential details, meaning it may be hard to report her activity to the proper authorities.
Yeah, okay. If you find out that someone you are talking to is doing illegal things and is involved in the military, do not, under any circumstances, bleep out shit from their fucking uniform. You report that shit to their commanding officer immediately.
Probably Nellis.
I don't know. That's really short. It could be Eglin.
Eglin, where's Eglin at?
Eglin is in Eglin Air Force Base would be in Florida?
Florida would make more sense. But no,
yeah, Eglin's in Okaloosa County, Valparaiso.
Probably where she is.
Sappho was in the military, and it's been claimed by some users that information about her wrongdoings reached back to another Air Force member, who reported it to her superiors.
Good.
Supposedly, a court-martialing could take place, but for now, this is unverified. Looking back, it's kind of funny that at one point, Sappho actually loved the attention she was getting. She would often mock her detractors, posting what she saw as gotchas on Twitter. She even made a video where she made fun of those
She's
who
going to a
criticized
psych
her
ward.
and called her out and are disgusted by her, referring to them as haters over some dubstep. I hope at this point, it's hardly fun. With nowhere left to run and no faux position to hide behind, Sappho and her community now have to come to terms with her nature. In Sappho's initial coming out video, she referenced Kiro the Wolf, another furry who was outed as a straight-up evil individual and built a community in his image. She tried to draw a distinction between her and him and claimed that she was not bad, while he and Zeusadis are actually the bad ones. Hopefully, all of this has shown that she is just as depraved in her own special way. I've been Turkey Tom, and until next time, leave me alone.
Well, that's that, fellas.
Yeah.
That's that.
I enjoyed every bit of it.
All 3 minutes that you got to watch?
Cameron's probably like,
I
watched at the end
there.
I wish I had only watched the last 3 minutes.
God, well, how do we draw you in now? We gotta find another video to watch.
End of the story, I'll fuck Roadkill.
That was fucking terrible.
That's actually not the one that we watched.
The one
That's
we were
the one I
watching-
was into.
The one we were watching was fucking ugh. I do need to go.
It
Get
was
lunch.
not as bad as the one that.
Yeah, the one we just watched was the one that likes fuck dogs, underage dogs, and underage children.
All dogs are underaged.
Well,
Don't
That's
fuck a
true.
dog.
That is
These are the
technically-
wise words of the Rumbly Minotaur. Don't fuck dogs.
Just catch me out of jail. Don't fuck
The
dogs.
way that Will has stayed out of jail is don't fuck dogs. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever works, right?
Another
If
Turkey
you
Time
fuck a
video.
dog, you will go to jail.
Another what?
Another Turkey Time video.
I don't know.
Nah, I
I'm-
don't think
I'm
you're
a-
built. I don't think you're built to handle another one of these.
I'm gonna be
I don't
real
think
with you, Chief. I am.
Another one of these furry doofo.
I'm gonna be real with you. I need food and alcohol. After that,
Oh, alcohol
oh,
right now, actually. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why not start now?
That's a
I'd
good
have to go to
question.
the stove.
You don't just keep alcohol on
No, I
deck.
don't just keep alcohol.
I think I'm probably about to get on stream because I need to go get food, and my father also wants me to get food for him. So, okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, for all of the viewers that stopped in and anyone that watches this after the fact, we appreciate you. We will be doing more of this, hopefully more lighthearted content, very soon, probably later tonight. So
And we shared a lot of our views, and we talked a lot this time instead of.
So yeah, we'll be back. Probably maybe shortly, maybe later tonight. I don't know. Yeah, maybe next year. I don't know. We're probably going to try to be consistent though. We'll probably be doing this just about every Saturday morning. Hopefully next week we'll discuss if anyone wants to comment on videos that we should watch. Can we please keep next week's like happy and not dog fucking? Please, I want something that we're gonna laugh at, not something that I'm going to finish the video and want to commit toaster bath. Alright, well, thank you everyone for stopping in. Thank you everyone who comes in to watch the VOD afterwards. Leave a comment about what you want to see more of. If you think that there's something that we could do better, or something we need to change about stream quality, or something we need to change about how we do anything, we are open to suggestions. We are a bunch of absolute idiots that do this because we have fun and we think that we're funny sometimes. That being said, have a great rest of your Saturday or whatever day you're watching this on. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content. And if we don't see you again, we enjoyed the moments that you gave us. If we see you again, we'll see you in the future. Roll Tide.